Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Neha and today we are doing mid-year reading book tag. So you must be thinking, Neha, you just did mid-year reading update few weeks back. Why you are doing this tag now? Well, because I really wanted to do it. That was a video where I just mentioned my best books of the year, but it didn't give you an idea about my overall reading experience and also my plans for the year. So I think this is the tag which will do that, and it is also very fun to do, so I am just doing it. So this tag has few questions which I am going to answer, and the very first question is best book you have read this year. I already did the video of all my best books of the year, but if I have to choose one, it will be Jurassic Park. I think there are only 3 books I gave 5 stars, and rest of the books were 4.5 stars, and this is the one I read very early in the year. I am not a huge sci-fi reader, but I love the movie, and I did this for one of my vlog which is still in progress. Reading this also gave me opportunity to rewatch my favorite movie. Book is more descriptive and gave us more background on these creatures and how it all started, and the movie is more sci-fi adventure where book is more sci-fi thriller. All the things in the book are more intense and flesh out things more, so I love the book more than the movie. I love both of them, but book was definitely one of my favorite of the year so far, and very soon I'll be reading The Lost World as well. And if I have to give an honorable mention, it will be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is a YA mystery thriller. I'm not a huge YA reader, but this was a very fun to read. Jurassic Park is technically more sound and more interesting. This was very fun to read, so definitely one of my honorable mention of the year so far. Second question is best sequel you have read so far. If I think about it, I haven't read that many sequels this year, but if I have to choose one, it will be Mending Hearts by Becca Seymour. This is an romance trilogy, Codes and Quotes, about these two public figures who are in this secret relationship. Ollie and Rafe. Rafe is a rock star and Ollie is a basketball player. It all started with their college year when they first met. Second and third book progresses with how they are navigating through this relationship. And Mending Hearts is the third and final book of the series. It was very emotional, and payoff in this book was really satisfying, and I loved both of these characters with all my heart. This is definitely a book I'll be revisiting the most in the series. Third question is a new release you need to get to. I'm not a person who read that many new releases. I think apart from the Codes and Quotes trilogy, I haven't read that many 2026 releases, but I am planning on doing that. And the books which I really want to get to is Yesteryear. I bought this completely due to the interesting premise this has. Concept of this book and the life of this trad wife and how she transported back to 1800s is definitely something I'm really interested to read. The only thing is this is very polarizing book. I have heard many mixed reviews about this book, but I want to form my own opinion, and it also sounds very fun, so I definitely want to get back to this one. And the second book is The Caretaker by Marcus Cleaver. I loved We Used to Live Here by this author, so this is the auto buy for me. I haven't read this one, but I really want to read this one in this second half of the year. I have heard good things about this one. The third book is Dissection of a Murder. It sounded like a courtroom thriller with this couple on the opposite side of the trial. Also heard really good things about this one, so really want to get back to this. And the fourth one is A Bias, another book I don't know much about, but it gave me vibes of Inhuman Resources. This is something I would really love, and it's a very short book. I have this on audiobook, so maybe I'll read this one, or maybe I'll see if I can get ebook also. So this is the fourth book I really want to read. Next question is my biggest disappointment of the year. I don't think I had that high expectation from any book, but if I have to choose one, it will be The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I have read 6 of his books so far in chronological order, and I am reading the only one left by him right now. And this is my second least favorite of him so far. My worst read by him is Survive the Night, but I also was not a very huge fan of this book. I liked the premise. It sounded little cliched and overdone, but I thought he will do some of his twist in this one. The twist in this one was not good. I didn't like this one. I had to suspend all my disbelief to believe in the twist he mentioned here. So yeah, it's the biggest disappointment for me. Next is biggest surprise of the year. I didn't have that many surprises or disappointments for this year, so I don't know what to mention for this one. So I'm just skipping this. Next is new favorite author. I haven't read that many new authors in this year. Whichever new author I tried, I didn't like them. So there's nothing to add in this one also. Next is best book of the year. I haven't read that many sequels this year, so I don't know what to mention for this one. Next is new favorite author. I haven't read that many new authors in this year. Whichever new author I tried, I didn't like them. So there's nothing to add in this one also. Next is my new favorite character. New favorite character or crush. I don't have crushes on fictional characters that much, but there were few characters which were interesting to read, so I will mention them. First is Pip from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I loved following her perspective in this one. I think she was someone I would have aspired to be at her age. I love mystery thrillers and I love detective work they do in the mystery thriller. So I love Pip in the book. And apart from Pip, I also love my couples in romances. So one I am thinking of is The Fall by Talbot. Blair and Tori. I loved this couple in this book and their love for each other and how good of a person they were was everything. So these two will be my one of my favorite characters from this year. Next is a book that made you cry or made you happy. I'm going to talk about a book which made me emotional as well as happy. The Fall by Tal Baur. This is an romance with a time loop twist. It is quite lengthy. It is around 700 pages. It is quite repetitive in some places due to the premise. There are many things in this book which made me happy as well as emotional. So definitely this one. The most beautiful book you got this year, 10 minutes and 30 seconds in this strange world. I got this from book fair in February and I really love the cover. This just is very pleasing to the eye and I really like the color combination also. So this one. And the very last question is books in my TBR. I already talked about new releases that I want to get to. So I'm going to talk about my backlist that I really want to get to. Those only most of the classics. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. I really want to get back to these books. I love fantasy, but I have not read that many fantasies in last 1 or 2 years. So I really want to read more fantasies that I have in my TBR already. So the Lord of the Rings and Return of the Thief. This is the sixth book in Queen's Thief series by Megan Wallen Turner. I have read all five books and this is one of my favorite series of all time, but I haven't finished the final book and that is because I need to reread all five books again because I just want to get more immersed in the world and for that I need to refresh many things. So I'm planning on doing a reading vlog for this series where I'll be revisiting all five books as well as reading the sixth book for the first time. So these are few of the books that I really want to get to. And apart from this, I have many Jane Austen books in my TBR. I am reading currently Lady Susan. I have yet to reread Pride and Prejudice, which I read many years ago, so I don't remember much. So that is the book I really want to get to in this year. So that's it for the video. I loved doing this. I think this was more fun than doing my best books of the year so far. I completely forgot to tell you I have read 19 books so far. I have a goal of reading 52 books which I really want to complete this year at least because I haven't completed it in many years. So yeah, that's it for the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.